Hi everyone. We built the Harley-Davidson brand ambassador's bike. Now Miriam Holder has set off on her first ride out. It was during the European Bike Week in FXBB. We were staying at the Fallenhof in Carinthia, and in the middle of the week Miriam Holder joined us. It was going to be exciting for her because we had brought her something. Over the last few weeks she had been helping to build her own personal bike, and now it was finally ready. Based on an FXBB Street Bob 114, we built it according to her wishes. It was designed to reflect her motto, "Never lose your wings." This has to do with a stunt from Miriam's past. Back then, she wore burning wings. The interplay of danger and aesthetics fascinated her, and the burning wings would never let her go. She made the wings her motto. How do you do that? See for yourself. Miriam wanted something old school. The swinging mudguard was the very first requirement, as only the close-fitting fender gives the look of an old rigid frame. We suggested RFLH wheels for the chassis, 21 inches instead of the standard 19 inches at the front and 18 inches instead of the standard 16 inches at the rear. They would make the bike look more wiry and, in the bicolor version, more technical. A pulley brake, with the disc hidden on the left between the pulley and the brake, would emphasize this visually. Miriam's motto, "Never lose your wings," can now be read on the flanks of the rear wing. Ingo Cruiser put it in the right light. Take a look at the two-tone tank paint. Isn't the indentation on the white surface supposed to represent a heart? Or perhaps the wings Miriam wore during her stunt? After the ceremonial handover in front of the Fallenhof, we set off on our first outing. It took us to the Karawankan Mountains in Slovenia. Miriam raved about a dream bike that day. The lines of the bike have changed a lot with the lowering, the Hollywood handlebars and the swinging rear fender. My fire wings and slogan have been subtly incorporated. It was indeed like riding on wings, on burning wings, on burning wings. That's how we saw it, and that's how it works when you put a motto on two wheels. Sometimes it can be quite simple. One engine, two wheels. And the color doesn't really matter. The main thing is black. In between, we also have some free capacity. Then we go ahead anyway and build motorcycles without any customer order at all. Creativity then begins with a morning cup of coffee, black of course, then the first conversations, then the first look at the shelves, then the first ideas. It must have been the black coffee that made us go back to our roots. Maybe there was a song on the radio of some colleague that Lorna Doone sang in 1964, "Meet You at Midnight, Joey," a catchy tune that you can't get rid of all day long. Anyway, that's how we kept at it all day, wearing together what belongs together. First and foremost, there were the black big spoke wheels, 21 inches in front, 17 inches in back, with their distinctive brass nipples from TTS. That gave us the idea why we set the accents with this so golden-looking color. We don't have any problems with using parts from other manufacturers. The only important thing for us is that it looks good. So in came the TTS wheels, and their nipples reminded us of the footrest system and handlebar grips from our own house. The line is called base brass. It was clear that it would harmonize wonderfully with our concept. Back to the roots, of course, means rigid frame look. No problem, we have the flying slim fender, which fits snugly on the soft tail swing arm and hugs the rear wheel. An air ride wasn't even necessary. Our lowering kit was completely sufficient. In addition, a swinging saddle from our house, titanium too, because only a swinging saddle makes the old school line perfect. We also have the Hollywood handlebar for the sovereign upright posture. We have provided with our base brass handles, and underneath we hid our turn signals called stripe. 60s style was thus assured, translated of course into the new millennium with the power of a Milwaukee-Eight engine that would put any pan or shovel to shame if we didn't already have midnight anyway. After all, we no longer have 6-volt sparklers, but dazzling LED lights. Oh, we should still reveal the base on which we implemented our project. It already has the purest fork with its bellows from the factory, as well as the slim tank, both of which fit perfectly with our ideas of a purist bike. We have combined maneuverability and classic looks on a Harley. Don't underestimate it. The Street Bob is one of the entry-level models for Harley's big twins. As such, it is modest with a bob-like appearance in a classic layout, even with bellows above the fork tubes, which we will come to later. The bottom line is that it's quite stylish, but it wasn't stylish enough for our customer. He wanted more. That's what you come to us for, and we have an ear for special requests. The customer probably didn't choose the Street Bob by chance, although we have more custom projects of the breakout on our books because it runs better in the scene with its flat and therefore equally classic layout. The shorter Street Bob with its inherently smaller wheels is quite different. Our customer wanted a conversion with typical Thunderbike style elements. Of course, this also included our larger wheels and wider tires at the rear. According to the laws of physics, both of these things cost maneuverability. At the same time, however, maneuverability and rideability were also on the wish list. Could we solve the problem of squaring the circle? The solution lies in the action of the components. We now have a larger wheel at the front, one from our FLH collection with a diameter from 21 inches instead of the standard 19 inches. Clear, milled from the solid and powder coated in glossy black. We didn't stop there, because we renovated the fork at the same time. Its fork tubes are now DLC coated. Diamond-like carbon is pretty much the highest quality coating that you can currently apply to a metal. It couldn't be smoother, and in black too. In the course of this renovation, however, the bellows had to be replaced, not only because the coating is now more visible, but also because bellows can also influence the gliding properties of a fork. We crown the lowered front end with our headlamp cap and handlebars from our torque range. The grips are also from this collection. They don't make you faster, but they do make you look more stylish. The forward-mounted footerests play a more significant role when it comes to the riding experience. We really let it rip again at the back. Also with a lowering kit, but above all again with an FLH wheel, this time with 18 instead of 16 inches and with 200 tires to boot. In return, we also tidied up the rear end considerably. We have now fitted it with a pulley brake, so the brake disc and pulley are both on the left-hand side. We have adapted the 200 steel fender with integrated rear light indicator combination to this. This has now also been given a new layout, which is a first from our company. We have to point this out, because the secret of the steel fender is that you can't see the integrated lights at first glance. If it were otherwise, we would have done something wrong. So have we successfully squared the circle with all these components? Driving experience is a subjective matter. In the driving scenes in our video, you can guess that the Rapid Raptor lives up to its name. You can also hear it, because the concept also includes new silencers. In order to maintain the bobber line, we chose the Big Shot shorts from Jekyll & Hyde with shorter manifolds. A beguiling sound, and completely legal. Motorcycling must remain a feast for all the senses. If you prefer to ride straight ahead, the Breakout is the better choice. We parted company with our customer as friends, because he made the better choice for his needs with the Street Bob. Incidentally, we can congratulate him on his sense of style. He wanted the cross-stitching on his custom-made saddle to be the same color as the paintwork. This is another subtle nuance that we must point out. In all modesty, we have done nothing wrong. Road Digger Update, Atlas Lenker 25 cm. Of course, we had no hesitation in fitting our brand new Atlas handlebars to various bikes, including Beata's stylish Street Bob, of course. She also thinks the new handlebars are cool and is delighted with the change to her soft tail. The cheeky look not only suits the shape of the little breakout but also gives the rider an upright sitting position. The aluminium handlebar measures an impressive 45 mm in diameter and is available in two different heights. For the Road Digger, we opted for the 25 cm high version. Thanks to the precisely fitting riser and the clever internal routing of the clutch and brake lines, this upgrade is a complete hit. The short fenders and the slim aluminium tank help this conversion to a sporty appearance. The silhouette is reminiscent of our breakout conversions, but it's a real non-breakout. Right. In this case it's based on the narrow sister of our breakout conversions, the Street Bob. With her eye-catching wheels in the open mine design and the auxiliary parts, such as toppers, air cleaner and engine cover, she is the star on the road. We've recreated an old paint dress and that's another bullseye hit. A big thank you to Cruiser Design. The Street Bob offers plenty of customization options, even the option to disappear. In the customer's order we read the two harmless words clean swing arm. We already knew what the customer wanted. And we had something for him too, a swing arm conversion for our pulley brake. How our brake disappears. The brake disc moves from the right to the left. There it disappears between the disc and the wheel. Of course, this only works in combination with other components. Starting with our FLH wheel in gloss black with gloss black screws. Behind it is our black floated spoke brake disc. Above it, our steel rear fender, tidy because it has no mudguard struts. Even our mudguards impress with their unobtrusiveness. The widening to a 6-inch wide rim for a 200 mm rear wheel conjures up a massive rear end. Our side-mounted inside number plate gives you a clear view of it. At the front, we have gone a little more radical and fitted another FLH wheel, but this is 21 inches instead of the standard 19 inches. For the chromed fork tubes we have thin black covers in our range. Our headlight cover and extravagant flip 2 handlebars on their own risers, with discrete striped indicators, add character. Together with the angular spokes of the FLH wheels, the front view has a technoid charm. We could have moved the forward controls footrests another 70 mm forward. We always deliver tailor-made. The beguiling sound of the Jekyll and Hyde Shorty Big Shots is also tailor-made. Everything together is no longer the historicizing bobber. Our front and rear lowering kits catapult the street runner into the future. Thanks for watching.